Welcome to 3 Points of View. Today's topic is the difference between being practical and being patient. So, what I mean by that is, I feel like I know me personally, I have a habit of not knowing when to leave a situation, and not just talking about in relationships with a female, but I mean like friendships or job situations. And I have that tendency to feel like, well, I'm being loyal. Mm-hmm. And being loyal, then after a while, it's just like I keep getting burned. So it's like, for me, when do you guys know the difference of being practical and knowing when to leave, and being patient, thinking that okay, at some point it's going to get better. Like, what are the signs?
Well, I guess let's just break it down from a work related type of thing. I was with a company when I first started massaging, and I've been with them since I first started massaging. And I felt like there was no more growth for me there. So I felt like it was, why are you still here? Is it because it's convenient, or is it because you love your coworkers? What is it? So to me, I felt like I made a conscious decision for myself. It's like, this is probably best. I've reached the highest I can reach. There's no more growth for me here. So it's time for me to move on and to explore different things. And that's why I decided to open up my own business. I felt like I had got enough experience, and that the job couldn't offer me much more. I still work there from time to time, but I'm really there for the guests versus growth within the company. You know what I mean? So to me, I felt like it became very stagnant for me, that there was no more room for growth. I couldn't reach any more experience in that type of job setting and within that job industry.
But did you go through? How did you know that's like it was that time? Like, have you gone through another job and overstayed your?
Well, I felt like I had. For me, I had initially, when I became a massage therapist, I had the mindset of at some point start my own business, but I wanted to get some experience under my belt before I decided to do that. Is that not going into the question?
Yeah, I understand.
So I guess
you don't want to go in blind.
Yeah, and I guess for me, just for overall, when you get to the point where it's being practical, or you said practical or patient, or being practical, because it's more so of having a mindset of what you want to achieve in that particular situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like going in knowing, okay, this is what I want to get out of this relationship, this friendship, this job. To have an idea going forward, what would be to me the growth, or what would be to be the deal breakers in the relationship, or whatever, or am I giving more in a situation than I should be, than I'm getting, and then I'm receiving. From a standpoint of a relationship, it's all about them getting the best version of myself. I feel like, whatever happens, you're getting the best version of me. And when it becomes stagnant, or I feel like there's no room for growth, that's enough for me to move on from a situation.
What about you, Tim?
Well, from a job standpoint, like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, when I went into my field, I had every intentions on getting what I could get from them and starting my own business, because for me, I already knew there was a ceiling. I already knew that. I already knew that going in, but you don't really know how long it takes to get there. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, with that in mind, I was being very practical. I was being very patient as far as like, okay, I don't deserve this kind of pay because I don't know this kind of stuff. Then once I learn that kind of stuff, I need more money. Mm-hmm. And if you're not going to give me that, then you don't appreciate what I'm doing for you.
Do you feel like you reached that in your previous career?
Yeah. Not in the career period, but with that company, yeah. Because I bring a lot of not to like brag or nothing like that, but Mom taught us how to be very respectful and cordial with everybody. So that's what I offer, and on top of that, I can sell. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there's a ceiling there.
And you feel like you reached it. That you did reach it.
Even though I've been very loyal to them, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's getting there. Time is coming. That's how I feel.
So Barry, you said that you were working at a company and you left because you knew like you reached your ceiling, but you went back.
Yeah, to get technical about it, I went back because I didn't capitalize. I did. My approach for leaving wasn't the right way. I didn't go about it. I didn't exit in the correct way.
Yep.
So it didn't come from a place of loyalty or feeling like it wasn't the right situation, or I feel like I felt like I reached my potential there. You know what I mean? So it was just like I didn't make a calculated decision by leaving. You know what I mean? And it was also, being honest, it was greed going back because I wanted to gather more of my clients so I could have in my own business.
So okay, so hopper on that.
Just to be honest.
Hopper on that. Do you feel like you do the same thing in relationships?
No, I don't think so. I think that in relationships, I think that I entertain things that I shouldn't entertain.
Yeah, but
I feel like that sometimes that comes into plays a part of the loyalty. You know, giving people more opportunities than I should, or constantly beating myself over the head. It's like, maybe I just, just trying to see the good in people. Something that you are really good at.
Yeah, but
trying
you're
to be
still
more
trying to
patient.
get a little bit more out of that person, thinking that okay, if I give her a little bit more time, then she can prove that she got the qualities that I want. So you hang in a little bit longer. You give her a few more chances.
Well, no, what I would say is like sometimes in the past I base a lot of things on potential, seeing the good in a person, seeing the potential in someone based on dating on reality. This is what it is. This is what it is coming in. This is what it is. It could be this. You know what I'm saying? But and sometimes that line gets blurry a little bit based on a person on potential and what it is that they're actually showing you. You know, sometimes you put your own expectations on a person.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? That might not be who she is. She could be truly showing you this is who I am. Based on I may have potential, but this might just be who I am. And are you okay with that?
What was you about to say?
No, I was gonna say I think we all do that though at some point. Hang in there to see if it, gets better. Because like you said, some things are based on faith, but other things aren't.
Right. So
and we all believe that people can change. So that's our biggest. I think that's my biggest downfall because I feel like having change in my own life and people think I couldn't do this or I couldn't stop doing something or whatever the case, and then I do it. It's like I can't say that about somebody else because you just don't know how long it's going to take them to change. Now, the problem comes into play when it's not on your time. When it's not on your time, you don't know when.
Yeah.
And also is that something that y'all talked about of that being the change that y'all both agree on versus something that you just want that person to be. Like, because sometimes you put expectations. I put expectations on somebody, on people that I want them to be. But that's not they may not be what they want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I can motivate you to be great, but if that's not what you want to do, or point you in a direction where I think that you can be the most successful and the most productive, but that might not be for you. I mean, that works for me. That might not work for you. Exactly. And so a lot of it should be based on something that we talked about in the beginning. In the beginning, right? Because here we are, we get together, fast forward, we decided the relationship we want to be monogamous, we want to be intimate with just each person, and we talk about where we see the relationship going. But one might have other expectations than the other. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I said, those lines get blurry. Sometimes things don't work out the way that you want them to, so then you start to go off in another direction.
Yeah. Well, how do you know when to cut ties?
That's a great question.
Okay, but that's different from me.
No, yeah, I'm saying you personally.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I do, but sometimes I'm an extremist. So you have to really do something to me to be like, all right, or you have to do the same thing to me a number of times, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like certain things should be repetitive, certain things shouldn't. So I distinguish which ones is which, and depending on how I feel about it, because everybody not cool with the same type of deal. Like some couples talk crazy to each other, and that's how they communicate and get along. Some couples don't.
Yeah.
But I do have an issue with that because, like I said, I'm loyal to a fault sometimes. So I'm looking at it like, you know what, they ain't have the best day, but when it comes to certain acts, I'm good.
There's certain deal breakers. Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely certain deal breakers.
Okay. So I feel like that's my problem in the sense of, and I don't just mean like in relationship, I mean like in my life, is I don't know when to just be like,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to just give up on people. Yeah, because my whole vibe is thinking that, all right,
They gonna
it's
get
some,
it right.
yeah, you're gonna get right. It's some good in you, so I'm trying to give you the opportunity, and it's caused me in jobs like, okay, well, all right. Supervisor asked me a question. I said, this is what I want. They said, okay, in 6 months we're gonna move you up. Okay, 8 months. It's like, okay, you know what's going on? Oh, okay, we had this happen, but you know we have you in 3 months. 6 months later, it's like, okay. Then you turn around and I gave you 2.5 years.
Yeah, and I never
accomplished what I
Yeah.
expected to accomplish, or what you told me you were going to accomplish. Because I'm feeling like we grew up in a sense where you work somewhere for a long period of time, you give that, you know, that job a certain amount of years, and then you move on, or you know, you retire. Whereas now, okay, I need this right now. If you can't give it to me, okay, in 4 months I'm going to the next job.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for me because I have a very old mindset because of how we were raised.
Yeah, you try to put your
Yeah.
time in.
And everybody else is making moves, gone, and it's like, well, dang, I would think if I'm, you know, I'm loyal, I would, you know, be going up the ladder. And
It's
A lot of us think that way. That like, okay, if I just stick it out one more day, it's gonna be exactly how I want it to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
After being optimistic.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the hardest part for me because I'm like, you know, tomorrow will be better.
And I think that's also transitioned to my love life. I keep thinking, I mean, well, previous relationships, I'm thinking, okay, you know, we've been together for 2 years, we've been together for 3 years. We talked about these certain things, these certain steps, and you told me in year 1 that you were going to do certain things for us to reach.
To line that up.
Yeah, and we haven't. But I've been with you for 3 years, and I know you've done, you know, out of my checklist, you've done 4 of them. So I just need you to do these other 3. When are you going to do these other 3? So
Right.
it's just like, so all right, I'm gonna stay around and let you get these other 3.
That's what I just told you.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then you don't.
It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that
Gonna happen in your time.
it's not on your time.
And I think that's my issue is,
That's a lot of people's issue
Yeah.
because so many people don't want to start over. Like here I am, we got to this certain point, and now I ain't ready to just.
Yeah,
See,
see,
Don't
that's the
really
thing. I'm okay with starting over.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with starting over. My issue is more or less giving up on on a good thing.
Right.
You
But
know.
you would have to start over after that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I have somebody I feel like is the one. I don't want to give up on that person. That
Yeah, so
Like-
you
Well, then that's-
describe it to me. It sounds like you're describing that you do have a hard time starting over.
Well, here's the thing. That this is how I
Okay,
see
in a
it. It's
sense,
like
in a
you don't.
okay.
I guess for me, and going forward, you know, just in going forward in relationships, you don't want to deviate too far away from your principles and morals.
Yeah.
You stay clean and clearly close to those, you might be all right. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, you constantly keep getting the same situation, constantly keeps coming up, it constantly keep happening. Then it's not going to get better. I mean, if you keep like in a relationship, you constantly keep having the same arguments and the same different disagreements.
Yeah.
Then
Well, when
it's,
you say give up on your morals, what do you mean? Because I feel like I'm not going to be with somebody who doesn't have like whose morals.
I know
and
what he's
ideologies
saying.
involved.
Like you're losing yourself.
losing yourself within a person. You know what I mean? Like
You're doing shit you don't know.
you know what you don't normally do. Like the things that are like completely out of your element just to make the other person happy. Excuse me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like going away from me as a person. I don't normally go that far. Like for instance, you're a Christian, and this woman. I got a question for you. Like you're a Christian woman. I mean, you're a Christian. Obviously, you're a Christian man, and you meet a Muslim woman. She has all those other qualities, but how important is your Christianity? I mean, your morals, your principles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That
It would be a problem.
would it be a problem for you, or do you feel like that's going too far from what it is that you do?
If I date a Muslim, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we would find we would just
Common
have to
ground?
find some common ground.
Right.
And if we
Because
couldn't,
like
then
you know, because
I would have to-
most of a Christian and a Muslim, their lifestyles are different.
Very different.
yeah, very,
You know what I'm saying? So
very different.
that's the prime example of
Yeah.
what your principles and your morals.
Right. Yeah, but I feel like religion is one of my big morals, so I would respect that there's certain things that she has to do that fall on with her religion.
Right.
Now, as long as it's not impacting my walk,
Well, that's my point.
I think
But
that'll
That's
be
my
okay.
point. That's my whole point.
But it would be a conflict of interest because, okay, say y'all want to get married. Where do you get married at?
Well, I think
That would be
yeah,
that
that
would be rough. That would be rough.
No, not for me because I don't want to get married in a
So there's a
church.
decision making, but I'm
Yeah, I
talking
mean
about
that'd be a decision like
yeah.
something like that. Like I mean,
we
there's
can
certain
overcome
things
that.
like yeah, I feel
Compromise
so
that.
we can compromise and overcome.
Right.
There's certain things I'm not super. Oh well, the Bible says do this because I feel
Mhm.
like there's certain things I'm like okay,
Right.
but like as far as
How to raise our kids,
and
stuff like that.
yeah, I think that would be a talk because or you
Yeah.
know
That
my
would
child
be-
having my last name,
Christmas,
something like that.
Easter,
Christmas, yeah, like things
stuff
that
like that. Yeah.
I grew up on that I need. Yeah, we would have to.
That's what I'm saying.
That's something that I would have to put my foot down.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
I feel that way, personally. I had another question for you, B.
Okay.
Now, you being the only one that has a child here,
Mm-hmm.
how would you, like, vocalize with your son, knowing when to leave a good situation for the likes of a better one, or knowing when to, I guess what you said before, knowing when to hold or no, or
When to fold or when to hold, yeah.
Because I know being a father is big on you. And,
That's a tough thing because I also got to give him some leeway to be himself.
Mhm.
Because you might not do the same thing Daddy might do in that
Yeah.
situation. You know what I mean? So I also have to give him opportunity to be himself. And the most important thing to me, what I would encourage him
But
is
if
to
he came to you,
well,
and said,
yeah, but I'm
yeah.
telling you, what I would tell him is to be honest. Always try to be true to yourself, you as a person. I mean, your principles and morals. It's kind of like I'm saying, you don't want to go deviate too far from what it is that you believe and the things that you have to have within a relationship just to make someone else happy. So you don't want to constantly sacrifice so much for one person, then that you're taking away from yourself. So that I guess that would be my words of wisdom to him. But you also have to make the decision for your own self. What do you believe? You know what I mean? What's important to you? What do you feel like you have to have in a relationship for it to be successful to you? I mean, because what might work for me, it might not work for him.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that he sticks to his morals and his principles. At the end of the day, what he's standing on. So I don't want to intervene in his relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless it's something like drastic where he getting beat on, or the woman is just clearly just taking advantage of.
Well, I mean, outside of
something like that,
a relationship. I'm talking about outside of
just
a
jobs.
relationship or something. I mean, like in general, if he came to you and said, "Well, Dad, I want to work at this place. I've been working at this place for a couple of years."
Well, pros and cons.
Yeah,
we go
that's
more
what I'm
into
saying.
pros and cons.
He said, "Well, how do I know when is the right time to leave, or how do I know if this job is better? What should I do?" And he came to you.
Yeah, so I would have him, go with the pros and cons and what he set out to do at that particular company that he's at now, his job now, and then with the other job, where's the room for growth there? Do you feel like you've reached your highest growth at this particular company you're at now?
So do you feel as though, okay,
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like that falls on the line of being selfish when you're weighing out the pros and cons.
No, because at the end of the day, you know, if you're working for someone
That's a
else,
business.
that's a business.
Yeah, it's not
And you're
personal.
helping to contribute to someone else's business, and so you have to look out within yourself. I'll give you a even prime example. He working at a firm, and between the three of us, honestly, it's just some intuition in me to honestly think that Kamari might go into law. I don't know why I think that. It's an epiphany. It's epiphany. I don't know. Something in my bones says he might go into law. So if he, that's what's funny about that.
No, it's that. I'm just saying.
So-
like, you know, it's-
So you know, so he was at. So if he was at a particular firm, right? You know what I mean? He was like, well, dang, daddy, I don't know if I should go to this other firm where it could be more money, could be more opportunity to take on the kind of cases that I want to take on. You know what I mean? So it could be something like that. So it would more be broken down to more pros and cons. You know, do you feel like you can do the same thing at the firm that you're at now, take on the kind of cases you want to take on, or what have you?
Okay.
You know, so yeah, I just want to continue to raise them the right way, to have integrity and accountability. You know, knowing that whatever you do, you have to be accountable for. If you do leave this job, you know,
Yeah. I feel you.
have to take some accountability in the decision that you make. You know, think it through.
That's cool.
And that's what we got to do, just in general. Just think about the pros and cons. You know, if this decision is gonna make me happy. Because at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself. There's a point you have to be selfish.
Well, that was what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Have to.
it does fall on being.
At some point,
being
you got to look out
selfish,
the best. You got to look out for the best interest of yourself.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like
'Cause your
it's-
growth
I feel
is
like
important.
It's the same way in a relationship.
Yeah, your growth is important too.
the relationship is about both of y'all, but it gotta be for you. It's not for you on both ends. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. I feel you.
So I agree with what you said.
Yeah, I need to be in something that makes me happy. Because I mean, there's a lot of situations, man. You find yourself giving more than the other person, but doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is stagnant, or or you feel like you care more. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're giving more. It just could be that. Some people don't know how to love. It might just be your job to teach that person how to love. Or something.
Yeah.
Some people don't have those tools.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people can be very inconsiderate, don't realize that they are, but you have to constantly keep bringing it to their attention, but I don't necessarily think that could be a deal breaker. Get on your nerves sometimes, but I know I'm getting random.
But I mean, it's the
And
truth.
personal.
Though. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm just
It
saying,
is true,
with,
bro.
in my situation too, right? I've encountered that on my own.
Alright, well, I mean, just to wrap it, I feel like I feel like I got some context from the two of y'all, because I mean, this is beneficial to me, being 30 and then I'm trying to figure out like what's the next step in my life. So I do feel like sometimes I get stagnant, I get too complacent with being loyal and not wanting to burn bridges with both my work relationship as well as my personal relationships, friends, women, and so I feel like you guys can kind of help me out a lot, just getting y'all perspective.
Okay.
So if you guys are good with that, I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with it.
How you sit?
What's your point of view?